Welcome back to the show. Check out this headline here. Ripple executive steps down and another one steps in. We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on YouTube and Twitter for exclusive content. Right now, the cryptocurrency market cap is $1.11 trillion. The market is off by 1.9% today in the last 24. Bitcoin now 27,500 plus, 1,500 plus for Ethereum right now. And we see Tether market cap 83.5 billion plus. Holy moly, that's a lot of money. XRP, 49 cents at the moment. We're off by 4% in the last 24 hours and slightly more than that on the 7-day, if that gives you a picture. Yeah, looks like a manhole cover falling from the sky for crypto today, right? But you know what? I know what that tells me. Maybe I should be filling my bags a little bit. Not financial advice. Right here is linked to private investments, the best private equity on the planet. Over $282 million invested on the platform. Over 325,000 registered users. You can be one too. All you have to do is go register and sign up to get started. Do not wait. Click the link to my sponsor below and go find out what's available. It is amazing. What an opportunity. Right here, hey Elon, why does X not have a warning system? This is the problem here. DAI has been wrongfully suspended on his Twitter profile, and this is really speaking to free speech, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you. And I'm going to have to be making some serious decisions here and questions for myself in our channel, because I just feel like it's so obvious. If this can happen to this guy, who is the GOAT in the XRP influencer space, it can happen to any of us. You know what? I don't take you for granted, and I don't take for granted that I am allowed into your life each day. And you know what? I want to make sure that I stay there, and I want to make sure that we have access to one another. I will be doing something to allow us to have that connection together so we're never separated by some social media platform like this, because this is truly despicable that this could happen to somebody that has done this much good for a community. He needs to be reinstated immediately, Elon, and I know that you follow this space. Right here, Ripple on Monday transferred 60 million XRP worth 30 million to an unknown wallet, and I'm going to clear the air right now. It's not my wallet. I also want to clear the air that there's not much more information to glean from this transaction that took place, which is why it always fascinates me so much. And then there's this. We know that the XRP Ledger Automated Market Maker feature, it's been about a month since I last discussed some of the probable reasons behind this. Let's take another look at what happened in the meantime and how far we've come. This was Crippen Writer here, and shout out to Rather Common for sharing it. And this is basically showing that the automated market maker, and there's no votes happening here at this point. However, there is one that has taken place. And as of October 7th, Ripple has voted, and they voted a yes, right here. So we will keep you up to date on that. I happen to think that not only are automated market makers a great opportunity for all of us to not have to potentially sell our assets, but be able to allocate those assets or delegate them as a liquidity provider and use automated market makers. But we shall see how this develops. I also believe there's a much larger question here that needs to be answered. Will the automated market maker feature help to redefine the characteristics of XRP as a stabilization mechanism token, right? This is a great question, I believe, and we need to see what happens after it is voted and passed and moved into action. We will see what's going on there. Meanwhile, look at this. Canadian Securities Authority's CSA has indicated its inclination towards endorsing the trade of specific stablecoins that are pegged to a single traditional currency, provided they adhere to a set guidelines. Now, You guys know, and I think most of you know, when I see this stuff, I think it's worth reporting on. First of all, it's Digital Pound Foundation, which we know Ripple is a part of. And when you see this kind of motion to accept stable coins in this way, I think it is massive, because I have said before, it is the tokenization of all the traditional markets that is the bigger play here. And we can't do that without, one, having custody as a foundation, and then having the on and off ramps be regulated with either CBDCs or stablecoins. This is where it will all begin, and that, I believe, those two key components right there will help to unlock the massive money that has been sitting on the sidelines waiting to take advantage of this new technology. Really exciting. I know it looks like small to people, but take a listen to this. I think this is a wonderful clip, a collage clip here from Riz, and listen to this breakdown right here. Absolutely love this.
Or another bank token. What they want is cross-bank, cross-border liquidity. So it's key that now that we have the infrastructure of the platform built internally, we work with like Regulated Liability Network and other parts of business about how do we solve these difficult issues as an industry. And there's still a lot of questions out there, but this FMI that RLN aspires to be is extremely positive. But our clients don't want a city token or another bank token. What they want is cross-bank, cross-border liquidity.
Is 10 years out on the financial crisis, we still don't have the infrastructure perhaps to prevent the next one. And I think this is where digital assets can really help, because an efficient digital asset can really solve some of the key problems in global liquidity. You know, the world's got trillions and trillions of dollars tied up in liquidity just to get around how clunky the movement of value is around the world. If with a really efficient digital asset, something like XRP, again, that's what we believe will be the most efficient, you can now reduce trillions and trillions of capital from being tied up. So you can make those transfers instantly as a bank or as a payment provider, as an enterprise, without having to have money pre-positioned all over the world.
So first you get the banks connected. They do what they're doing today better. Then they go, I want to do this in 100 countries, but I can't hold currencies in 100 countries. Well, guess what? You got XRP. So that's the Holy Grail. That's the ultimate end goal that we're aiming for.
Wow, 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 wow.
You better believe it's wow, 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 wow. Shout out to Riz for that clip. What a great clip there. The Holy Grail, right? And this right here, this is breaking right here from Eleanor Tarrant. Ripple's chief financial officer, Christina Campbell, has left her position at the company to become the CFO of Maven Clinic. Shout out to her and wishing her all the best. Campbell served as CFO for 2 years and 7 months. But we also know that we recently got the replacement, which is Ripple welcoming Amazon CFO Warren Jensen to its board of directors. That, you know, when I see moves like this looks like a transition team move where you integrate things, you integrate people. And maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it's just the fact that the deep level of this guy's experience and what he's done, and it goes well beyond Amazon, is just so deep and so rich in his knowledge and experience that it is necessary to have him at Ripple because of what is about to take place with Ripple and what they're doing inside of the financial system. This, I really believe, is a massive move, and it really kind of signals to me, not financial advice to anybody else or just sharing my digital perspectives, this kind of move and bringing someone of this caliber into their fold is telling me exactly where Ripple knows they're going, and I'm going with them. Right here, this is a landmark case when it comes to Ripple and the SEC, and I want you to hear the professor of accounting at the University of Maryland, Stacey Ferris, say as much right here.
Excellent. Stacey, where do we go from here?
From here, we are going to work on tokenomics. We're also polishing up and on building out a little more detail on the legal pieces of the course. We're selecting cases that we want to do case studies, particularly, not really case studies, but important cases that we can pull legal themes out of, in terms of how things are shaping up, things that perhaps cases that we believe will be landmark cases down the road. Great example, Ripple versus SEC. and everything that's come out of the Ripple case, that looks like it's going to be a landmark case on how to define and determine what is a security in the space. So that's an important case to be aware of, to understand. And so we want to have that in the material.
And then she goes on to talk about preparing that material for her class and her students. That's how landmark this case is, that it is going to be discussed and taught to students in universities all across the world. That's how incredible this case is. Look, I don't know. Maybe it's not hitting you the way it's hitting me today, but I can tell you when I heard her say that, it is a reminder just as much as John Deaton and his participation in the case has changed the way people will fight crypto cases forevermore through amicus briefs, right? So, there are really some incredible things that have happened in the last couple years here while we've all been under duress of the SEC, right? Jeremy Hogan asserts here, shout out to you, my friend, that the SEC's position is precarious after the court's rejection of its interlocutory appeal. The lawyer predicts that the best possible option for regulator is to settle litigation against Ripple. Well, this is really a great thread, and I touched on pieces of it, but I've had a lot of people contact me about what could happen. Well, it's either John Deaton or Jeremy Hogan you're going to want to really hear from. What do I know, right? So let's hear it right here. Let's go through this very quickly. Settlement is a good option for the SEC. It gets to publish another win and collect a big check from the bad guys, as they say. The judge cleared the path for them by clarifying that her ruling only applies to facts specified to XRP. He said this chance of this happening, the date of this, December 21, 2023, 18.9%, right? So then, in fact, there was more to this thread here if you go through, and it's a great thread. But I think the reason I wanted to show this is really just to let you know that all of that really aligns what he just said there with what we have heard John Deaton say so many times. And look, just like legal analysts, technical analysts, there's other ways that this could go. They could drop the case on Brad and Chris, and they could do a general appeal. But the argument there is what in the world would they appeal? Because Judge Torres made it so bulletproof, it's going to be very difficult for them to appeal. So that is where that puts them in a real corner. They paint themselves into a corner. The other part to this comes back to what John Deaton and Jeremy Hogan saying right here, is a chance for the SEC to get that pay-to-play edge, right? To collect a check for the bully in the schoolyard to get your lunch money, right? And still claim a win to the rest of the world, even though all of us that follow this space understand the SEC is facing a massive loss. All right, well, with that, we got to remember this. And what we need to remember is that the judge did set apart a time here prior to final pretrial conference. Counsel for both parties, along with the parties themselves, shall meet in person for at least 1 hour to discuss settlement of this matter. And that, I believe, happens April 16th. So that doesn't mean that they're not talking now. That just means they are going to talk at least once if they're not already talking right now. That's where we are today. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I will catch all of you on the next one.